Hi, everyone. My name is Jim Lal-Tabak, yoga teacher, energy healer, and health and wellness coach and consultant. Welcome to this healing energy treatment. Um, and just a brief history myself for those. I know there are people here know me, but sometimes there are people listening in other places. So also on Facebook Live right now, hopefully. And I had a near-death experience back in '82, and now since then I was told by a being of light that I had a mission to help others, and so I've been finding my way for the last 40 some years after that experience, and now I'm I've we had an office and the pandemic shut us down. So now we do mostly virtual work, and I've developed this online healing experience. And so here it is. This is where we're at today. And if you want to contact me or learn more, you can go to bodymindmedicine.com, and also my phone and all the information is there. So at any rate, wanted to talk about present moment, how to be in the moment, and what the moment actually is. I was thinking about it, and does this, there's all this, the power of now, and does this present moment really exist? But I don't know if it does. I think I wrote down, it's a flow. It's a flow. It's constant, but being in the flow as opposed to getting stuck in the moment, right? We can get stuck right from some experience, and then we're still there, 5 years later. So we want to continually let go. It's a practice, noticing that we've been hijacked, so to speak. And I was also thinking about, well, how does this happen? I mean, our senses are a primary way that we take in information and make a judgment that this is what is happening, and hold on to something. So sound, for example, music could be something that we really enjoy or not. But sound, touch, injuries, pain, those things, physical trauma, they also imprint and put a hold on us and sort of grab a hold of our being. Smells, taste, sight, light experiences, things we've seen, all these things, and thoughts, of course, emotions, and combinations, to be really clear. Combinations of all these things then are even more powerful. But what's important is what's important is to notice, oh yeah, this is happening. I'm, being connected to this thing, or as it comes up in our mind. And if you have either an anniversary of sorts, something happened in the past at a similar time, even if it's 20 years ago, or whatever it is, noticing that we're being dragged out of our, what I would call, present moment flow, so that we're being pulled out of that flow into a static state, into a place where we're not experiencing life as it is actually happening, but what has happened, or vice versa, into the future, being propelled into the future about what the possibility might be. And a lot of, for those who worry a lot, this is also a difficult experience, that we fall out of that flow by futurizing. So that when I say in the now, in the moment, it's really in the flow of the moment. And so the first, so what's the trigger, right? We want to observe the trigger. We want to acknowledge it and say, oh yeah, I'm being triggered. So this practice of acknowledging, being conscious and aware, is one of the ways you can break free from that binding or entanglement, so to speak. And then noticing your feelings. How do you feel about that? And it's okay to visit those things, either future or past, and see, well, it's about learning and then being able to make a choice to let go of it. Say, well, how important is this really for me to stay with this? Do I want, is it really benefiting myself and others that I am caught up in this pattern? And so energetically, we can disconnect these things. Energetically, we can be freed. So one way to do it is to experience and take time now to be as present in the moment as we can, in that flow moment. So what I'll do is I want you to experience that as best you can, that flow moment that is now. It just keeps going now, but something is going to come up. Something's going to come up and say, oh, I feel that bodily, that pain in my left foot, or I have I just remembered that I forgot to turn off the stove, or, whatever it is, something comes up and pulls us out of that moment. And as those things are happening, I'm going to go and do a continuous release kind of treatment, cutting and detangling these what you could call thought fields or experiences, sensation, things that are pulling you out of that flow. And then, but it's also up to each of us to notice it and make a choice to let go. So we are participants, all of us, in this treatment of release and experience. So we're not just, you can just sit back and let it happen, and that is fine, especially if, you're really tired, or, you're at the end of your rope, so to speak, a long day, whatever it is. And then I'm just going to start in on correcting a myriad of sort of what do you call scattered quantum multitude of experiences and feelings and sensations that come up. So we don't have to know what they are, because there are too many, and for and sometimes it helps to know a little bit, but generally there's just so many influences. Want to keep clearing them as they pop up. So I'm going to just keep working on this and sit back, pay attention as best you can, notice your experiences, where you get so-called hijacked, you could call it, or distracted. Doesn't have to be a hijack. Just a distraction, a pulling out of the flow into the into the mess. And sometimes it's not a mess. Sometimes it's just it's fun or something, but it still takes us out of this flow of the moment. And sometimes, and again, sometimes that's okay. We have to be okay with whatever happens, and then go and move forward. This is a practice of experiencing and releasing and choosing to go back into the conscious flow of the universe. See how it feels, the differences, if you can, if you're able, I should say. And hoping that things are starting to slow down a little bit. First, there may be a rush of thoughts, feelings, sensations, so forth. And then they start to fully calm down, quiet down, a little less oscillation. And when we start slowing down enough, we can start to feel and see our being, subtle energies of life. Simple moment, flow moment that we are in. So I'm going to take a moment to just at this juncture, send some energy to everyone. And hopefully you're in that state of deep rest and flow, that you can have that experience of receiving. And the energy is everywhere, but this is an intention focus. So I'll tell you when I start. Okay, I'm going to start now. I'll pause for a moment. I'll resume again in a moment. So I'll begin again. Pause. Pause, but the energy keeps flowing. Just relax. Be present as best you can in that flow state. And I'm going to go again. So just breathe naturally and relax. So we can spend a little time with, we did a lot of work on the, and there's a lot obvious experiences of past and how that holds us, but future can also be a component. And they all actually, I think, one is not bad or good. They're all interwoven, interacting. It's that consciousness of knowing where and where your mind's going, and whether it goes back or forward, present. They're all there for a purpose. So, but still, we can not stare, right? Not get caught. We can be more fluid. Pain comes from being stuck somewhere. So I'm going to start just working on some of the future stuff. Good. So I'm going to go ahead again and do another round of the energy boost. Again, hopefully you're in this this flow of the present, flow, flow, and now flow. Okay, starting. I'm going to do one more round. Okay, so we have to have a few minutes to come back to earth here. So take your hands, put them in front of your heart. Nice inhalation in, and then turn the palms toward the heart. Inviting that energy into your body, to your heart. To all areas of your being. And then taking the hands back, facing each other. And then we'll take a nice inhalation and then exhale, turn the palms out. Imagine that all this positive energy is flowing into the world, into the universe. All energy has a wave form. So there's ups and downs. We can let the energy come in, and then we send it out, just like the waves of the ocean. We just gently move in and out. And then bring the hands back in front of your heart. Express gratitude for any peace, any experiences of
Sombra.
transcendence. Okay, I want to thank you all for coming. You can remember, you can when I get it posted. Right now, it's on Facebook Live. Hopefully, it recorded all of this, so you might be able to see it there on my feed. If you got the text, then the address is there, and I'll be posting it in a few weeks or maybe a month. This one, I'm a little behind on my posts right now for YouTube, my YouTube channel, but it's coming. So you can watch replays, and you can even binge watch. Wow, binge watch all those really exciting energy treatments. But at any rate, it's all going to be available. So if there's a time you need some support and want to plug in, you can do that. And I'm really grateful to be of service. Thank you all for being here. Peace, namaste. And I'm wearing my summer shirt, right? Well, some because here in Chicago area we're experiencing a little bit of the I'm hoping it's the last of the winter, but we'll see. Thanks for coming, and I'll be here next week. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Sorry, I joined late. I'll be on time next week.
Okay. See ya.
Thank you.